Well, welcome in, folks. Nick Wilson, Clint Thompson, and David Murphree. Back at it again here for another episode of Talk or Go Home. Guys, this has been, it's been a pretty interesting season so far in terms of like the kind of guests that we've had on and the things that
I don't know how we're
going
to top the last one.
Well, the last one that we recorded. It's
right.
Definitely not anywhere near where this one's going to come out, but the last one that we recorded, yeah, that was pretty epic. Go back and re-listen to the Schnitzel Sanders episode featuring Mark and Matthew Sanders, right? It's pretty good. It's a extended
top
version.
Top five.
It's a long episode.
Yeah, well, number one and longest episode, I think. It's our longest episode.
It's the longest episode we've ever released.
By far.
But it's a good one.
It is.
It's a really good episode.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't even know when this one's going to come out. I think this one's going to come out in like maybe late August.
Right now,
probably
for you guys watching.
September. Yeah, if you're watching this, then it's September.
It just came out.
And it just came out.
Hey,
it's not September when we're recording this. Just fun fact.
It is 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It's very hot
and dry.
Jake, how you doing, man? We didn't ask you.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get after it. we're gonna get after it.
I like it.
The first thing I want to mention before we really get into, I guess, the main topic of discussion. Well, okay. Really, before I get into that, let's talk about what we collectively did together this weekend.
Okay.
The three of us.
Okay.
All right. Was it your deal or was it your deal?
I think it was all mutual, really. It was, hey, that
I had
sounds
nothing
fun.
really to do with it.
Let's go do it. And then it just kind of got planned.
Yeah.
Which is really good because we're terrible at planning things.
Well, when it doesn't involve like, hey, let's record.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Even when it's, hey, let's record, it gets kind of bamboozled a little bit.
Well,
too.
it's always like, so we always plan to record.
Well, just tell them the story of today.
Yeah, okay. So so I send out a text, right? I'm like, hey.
Early this morning.
9 o'clock? 8 o'clock?
No, it's like 7. Something.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 o'clock, I send out a text. I'm like, hey, guys, are y'all good to record tomorrow? Actually, I asked you.
Right.
I said, hey, are you good to record tomorrow? Because he and I had texted individually.
Thank you for not including me, but
well,
anyway. Go ahead.
We had talked, anyway, because he FaceTimed me, and we were talking about, like, when we need to get a certain guest on, and when we could record that, and I said, hey, does tomorrow work? And he said, he went and got in touch with the guest, and the guest was like, he can't do Monday, but he can do these other days.
Right.
And so that's when I asked you in the group text, because I thought he and I were on the same page as to us recording on not Monday.
Right.
And you said, yeah, I can do it, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I've got to come to the studio today and do something else, and I just happened to pull in at like 3:45, and I get a text from David, and it's like, hey, I left my key at the house. You're going to have to let me in. And I'm like, how does he know I'm at the school? and why? So anyway.
Questions arose.
Yes, and then I thought to myself, no, he thinks we're recording today. And sure enough, I go let him in. When he gets here, he says, I'm here, and I let him in. I'm like, we're not recording today. And the look on his face.
It's kind of like that one.
Yeah. Look at the camera right there. Or whatever camera we're on. What camera are we on, Jake? Put it on him. Put it on the... David.
I passed you.
Look at that camera right there.
I passed you on your way back from Pell City. I passed you. Did you not know that was me?
Yeah, well, it looked like your car, and you waved, and I'm like, nah, he wouldn't have waved at me.
Well, see, I've been up here waiting on you. So I was burning up, so I figured I would just turn the air on. I rode down to the roundabout and turn around and come back.
I thought that was you, but at the same time, I'm like, that he wouldn't have waved at me.
Yeah.
So anyway, you get in, you're mad because you thought that we were going to record one today.
No,
right?
I'm mad at myself. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm mad at myself.
Well, yeah, you were mad at the situation. And then I said, immediately I knew what to do, and I just called you, and I said, hey, what you doing? And you said, well, I'm
looking at drawings.
Something about holes.
Looking at drawings.
And then there was a joke made about a ruler, and then I got distracted by the ruler, and then I said, "Hey."
Well, you were like, David's here to record today, and I'm like, on my way.
Yeah,
you started
I didn't
closing
even have
stuff
to
out.
ask.
You didn't have
Close
to
this
ask.
out. Close. You
Yeah,
said,
he's like,
can
I'm
you record
closing this,
today? Yeah,
closing,
close this
closing,
out. Close this.
I'm
Yeah.
on my way.
And then you immediately left
Yep.
and came here.
Which
and
is a
then I called-
fantastic story. But you know what the killer about this story is? We still had to wait on Jake.
Yeah, we still had to wait
Thanks,
30 minutes
Jake.
on Jake. Because I told Jake, I said, hey, Jake, what are you doing? He said, well, I'm on a catwalk right now working on some lights. And I said, well, when are you getting done? He said, I'm almost done. Well, almost done to Jake is 20 minutes before getting done. And then, and so, because we got to have somebody to run the board and the cameras.
Well, look, when you've been at work for 8 or 10 hours a day and you've got an hour left to work, it's still almost done.
It is in the context of
It is.
things.
It is.
It is, but not in the context of the urgency that we needed him to be here.
Yeah.
Because I told him, I said,
Well-
Clint just left Pell City.
Needed versus wanted.
I said, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, Clint just left Pell City. You know, so he's a little bit ahead of you. You've got some room,
Right.
You know, but not
Oh,
a
I
lot.
flew here. I flew
And
here.
yeah, we that was an hour ago.
Yeah.
He just got here.
Yeah.
So we ended up waiting on him.
You don't.
Hey, look.
Number one,
this
you don't
was
have a
on
mic.
short notice. I'm not going to hold it against you, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Well, I mean, he can't, but I'm not. Don't worry about it. You're still going to get paid nothing. Now, I wanted to bring up though Stranger Things.
Hold on, we
So
still haven't.
we went to the game.
We went to the
You never
game.
did-
You never,
Oh, daggone! I fast.
went
We
to
got
the-
distracted. I've got ADHD. Now, the game.
We
What
went
game?
to the Stallions game.
Oh,
You were
that's
supposed to
right.
get us
Hold on.
tickets, but you didn't get us any tickets.
Because there was one left.
So we had to buy
Yeah,
tickets
so we know-
outside at
exactly.
the gate.
I hope Talker Go Home reimburses me for that. By the way.
But I like
Probably
getting
not.
a ticket though. I'm glad we bought tickets.
Yeah.
I save my tickets, and nowadays if you buy a ticket at something, it's always on your phone. You know,
I think I threw mine
I
away.
save all my tickets, my ticket stubs and everything. So I like getting a ticket. This is like an '80s ticket.
It kind of does.
Yeah, it does.
I like getting my ticket.
It's
Ticketmaster.
not fancy.
So
at
we went
all.
to the season finale of the USFL. Watched the Birmingham Stallions at Legion Field. It was supposed to kind of be the three of us, and then the wives ended up tagging along, and then both my kids ended up tagging along, and that's very unprofessional, Nick.
It was a good game. I really enjoyed it. It was a good game.
It was. I wanted it to be a little more exciting, like some more scoring or something. I don't know, but I mean, it was a good game. I mean, the Stallions won
Well, we
by
saw a
3.
little bit of everything.
We did.
We
Yeah,
we
got
did.
to see a 3-point play.
Yeah.
And we got to see them put the ball to 32 and 4th and 12
Right.
instead of
instead
kicking
of an
off.
onside kick. Yeah,
So that was good. We saw that.
punt return.
And the kick, what impressed me was like the punt return and the kickers, man, they could just really boom it.
Yeah,
They
their
impressed
punter,
me.
the Tampa Bay punter could really boom it. The Birmingham
he
was
was impressive.
okay.
Yeah, he really was. And
Tampa
then
Bay's
Birmingham's
guys was
kicker, he's
impressive.
good. He's a
Yeah.
really good kicker. So, but it was good though.
Overall, it was a great experience.
And I
For me,
kind
it
of
was a
wanted
great
to go to
experience.
Protective Stadium, but then after I got to Legion Field, I was kind of glad I was at Legion Field for
Yeah.
some reason. I haven't been there in a long time, and I saw you. You never been there,
No,
Legion Field. You never been. You ever been to Legion Field before?
Yeah, I worked a game there. I worked the Birmingham Bowl. in
Okay, but I
2015
saw
there.
you look over at the Bear Bryant statue like you wanted to go over there. We should have gone over and took a picture by the Bear Bryant.
I wouldn't have taken a picture by it, but yeah,
Yeah,
I'd have
you
taken
would.
y'all's. No. I mean,
You were mesmerized. You know
one of the
you were.
greatest. I mean, it's not. There's no argument. The second best coach in all of college football,
Behind?
Nick Saban.
I thought you were going to say behind Doug Barfield.
Anyway, so if you
Why
can
do we have
see
Jake
that,
here?
if you can see that, that's our QR code for our TikTok. Scan it, and you can go watch the vlog that we recorded of our adventure
Saturday.
on Saturday
How
at
about
the
it
Stallions
was,
game.
It was hot.
But we knew it
I
was
got-
going to be hot,
I
though. It's
got
the summer league. Summertime.
Burnt.
Well, at one point they showed
burnt.
it. Well, they showed us on the big screen a couple of times.
Yeah.
The show account had tweeted out, hey, we're here.
The hosts of Talk or Go Home are
Right.
here at the Stallions game.
Giddy up, hashtag giddy up. Well, at one point they showed me, and I looked at the screen and I said, "Oh my gosh, I'm burnt." So I started pulling my legs and my shorts up so you could see, and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a little.
And then
burnt.
I
got a
was
little toasty.
I had to cut the practice field today, and I got burned again.
Did you?
Yeah, like there's a line
Like
on
you
my
could-
thigh, a line where my shorts were.
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining about it. A tan is a
No,
tan.
it is. But I mean, look. At the end of the day, we had a really good time. David, it was your and your wife's anniversary, so y'all went to the Stallions game.
And that's what she told me. That's exactly what she wanted to do. was just she wanted to make it to a Stallions game
Nice.
for our anniversary.
Nice.
She's been wanting to go so bad.
Sir, you outkicked your coach.
And
Are
so-
you being sarcastic?
Yes.
Very.
Okay.
And
Very.
so we finally made it. Last game,
Yep.
and they're in town till Thursday, I think. Then they leave. Are they going to come back if they win that first playoff game? Are they coming back to Birmingham again and then going back, or they just
I
stay
don't know
up
if
there?
they're going. They'll probably practice up there.
So they're up there
Yeah,
from
they're
now
probably
on.
just,
then.
it'll be another
So
week.
they're out of town Thursday. All of them
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
All the other ones are probably gone. The
Yeah.
bottom 4 probably.
Yeah,
gone.
the other ones
After
are practicing
yesterday,
through
yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah.
But
You know, and here's the thing: like those players make $40,000 a year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a 3-month, 2.5 month
yeah,
season.
yeah, they can go to
That-
work, do
that's-
something else.
That's not a bad gig.
There's
$40,000 in 3
exactly,
months.
Exactly.
you
And
know?
several of them are going to get legitimate looks from the NFL.
I know
from
that
what I
punter
understand.
from Tampa Bay.
Yeah, the
Bandits,
defensive
man.
lineman, Odom from
Yeah.
the Gamblers.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a big time player,
Yeah.
probably.
And so is the quarterback for the Gamblers. The
Mhm.
what was his name?
No,
He played
Ty-
at Ole Miss. Tamu.
No, that was the guy we saw the other day.
That was the Bandits. Jordan Teamu.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
he's getting any looks.
I
Is-
don't know. He was pretty good in the XFL before it folded,
Yeah.
and he did a pretty good job for the
Okay.
Now,
He had a decent game against Stallions.
yeah. So
A couple of
hey,
mistakes. but
and
I
I'm
mean,
just gonna say, who called quarterback draw on 3rd and 15?
Right there.
the
and
offensive coordinator for the Bandits.
And you know everybody. And you know everybody in the stadium heard it too.
Yeah, I know. Everybody in that stadium heard me at some point because
Yeah,
I was.
Well,
I
that
was
was
very
at one
loud.
point you said, "Hey, number 85, put in your mouthpiece. It's a safety issue."
Well, in 41, he jumped off sides for
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, and I hollered down at him and said, "Hey, you can't do that!" And like he stopped and turned and looked, and Nick goes, "Hey, I think he heard you."
He did because the stadium was real
Yeah, it
quiet
was
at that
really
time.
quiet.
But,
But we had a
there were a
really
ton of
good
people
time.
there, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't think we were gonna get a seat there for a minute.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's pretty insane. Because I mean, he and I had to go searching all over the stadium to find one.
All over.
All over, and it's in the vlog. If you go on TikTok or Facebook and look at that, it's like a 2-minute video, and watch it. You'll be able to see.
Should we
David
had
and I.
moved? Should we had moved?
No, because we got sun. We got vitamin D.
Okay.
We needed the D.
Well,
We
they
needed
were.
the vitamin D.
Well, even the people that went over to
needed
the
the
other
vitamin
side, man, they told them to get down out of the shade.
Well, I think that was more for cleaning up stadium purposes. They didn't want
Yeah.
to go all the way up to clean it up. So I kind of got that.
I just don't think they were out of the sun that much more for most of the game.
No, not
what
most
we
of the
were.
game. I mean, it was probably halftime or so before the majority of them went over there. But no,
I just-
I had a great time with you guys. We went out afterwards. We got about to eat. We had a really good time there.
Hattie B's.
Yep.
It was good. It was
You ever
really good.
you ever eaten there?
No, it was the first time. I wanted to save well, I'm not going to say I wanted to save the experience for Nashville.
Sorry.
But no, that's just like, I don't get to Nashville very often, even though it's only 3-4 hours away.
Right.
But that's always been something on my Nashville bucket list is eating at Hattie B's and
Okay.
eat a hot chicken sandwich. And I eat at Hattie B's in Birmingham, and I don't get the hot chicken sandwich.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
now, your hot chicken sandwich was hot.
They got their flavors go from basically nothing to mild,
I think
medium, hot, and then hot, which is the one I got, and whatever the next one was. I knew better than to
Clucking.
get clucking hot. I knew not to get the clucking hot.
You got the
I got
D-A-N.
I got the hot.
Yeah.
And it was hot.
Yeah. Now,
It was killing me. It really was.
they've got unique names for it. I think I got the one that's next to it was under yours, but I got chicken fingers. Man, there were 3 big
they were
chicken
big.
fingers. They were
good
Oh, man,
helping,
they were
good helping servings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ranch. They gave me a lot of ranch.
Yeah. So good stuff. You tell us about your endeavor after we left.
Well, you saying hot, D-A-M, hot, or D-A-M-N.
Yeah.
Well, that just reminds me of something I saw on Facebook over the weekend or yesterday. Somebody put a sign on there it was Canal Museum, but the shrubbery had grown over the sea. And it said Anal Museum. And it got me thinking of stuff
The world's greatest animal.
yeah. And I put on Facebook that I got to thinking about stuff like that I remember over the years. And in Raglan one time, they had the public library and the L had fell off the sign. It was pubic library for a long time. And then before the tornado come through, now this wasn't the tornado we talked about, like on the first triple threat. It wasn't the tornado we talked about, but it was one that come through years before. There used to be a store out there just called the Damn Store.
Right.
Yeah.
And there was a sign that said the Damn Store with an arrow. So I put that stuff on Facebook about the pubic library and the Damn Store.
The damn store.
Well, we always
By
used
the
to laugh.
dam.
Yeah, because when
Yeah,
I
it's by
was,
the dam.
There's a dam.
Yeah.
There's no N.
It was
There's no
D-A-M.
N, so it's okay.
because when I was in middle school, we took a tour out there to the dam and took a tour of it. We actually got to go in the dam where the turbines were and everything.
That's neat, by the
Turbines, whatever. And then we went to the Damn Store. Well, we had a big time with it.
At
Talking
the
about
damn
it, we'd
store.
gone to the Damn Store.
Get some damn
Yeah.
bait.
Yeah, and everything. Just like on that movie. We'd done it before that. We were doing that. But that just got me thinking about that stuff. That's pretty funny.
Ain't no
I
music.
thought. Yeah, the sea had grown up over the sea. And it got me thinking about the public library.
The landscape guy did that on purpose.
Yeah.
He did that on. He's like, I'm gonna let this one bush, no pun intended, get overgrown and cover the sea, no pun intended, so that it.
You can't say that. We got to edit half of this video already.
Yeah, because you've cussed and I've made innuendos left and right.
Look. Okay, look, at Struts they have kicking sauce, okay? So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just calling it by what they call
Donkey
it.
kicking sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kicking.
Well, if I was trimming shrubs, I would not use those battery power. They got to have something better because I was trimming my father-in-law's the other day. And he handed,
Sorry, I don't know why I thought that was funny.
he handed me these battery, you put the battery in,
Yeah.
and I got so tired of using
God,
the
man, be
thing, trying to
professional.
trim those hedges.
Hedges, yeah.
Yeah,
Hedges, the hedges.
do they make one that's gas powered that'll actually cut something?
I don't know if they can get a
I
gas
got
engine
so
that
tired.
small, handheld gas. I don't know if
Well,
they can do
Well, they
that.
might
have-
want to put on a weed eater or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I was
don't
gonna say they've got an attachment for a
It
weed
won't
eater.
cut nothing. I finally got the job done, but I just got tired. Okay, we went to me and my wife.
God.
Segway.
We y'all went to Mama Juju's Chicken,
Hattie B's.
Hattie B's. Now,
This episode is so off the rails.
all right, so y'all what's that? Hattie B's.
Hattie B's.
Hattie B.
So y'all go to Hattie B's. Well, remember why? I'm sure. I wish we'd gone over there, but it was our anniversary, and we'd planned on going to eat somewhere. So we went back, check on the kids and everything, and then we ended up just going to Applebee's. That's where we met. Was Applebee's. My aunt Beth.
There you
Shout
go.
out to that Beth.
Jones.
She was teaching first grade. I think she was your first grade
She
teacher.
was. She
And
was.
she set us up, and that's where we met at Applebee's. So we went back there and got the exact same booth and everything that we set.
She
Nah,
listens to this.
no, she does not. No, we actually didn't get the booth. We was sat at the bar. Because it's the only
she
place we
did.
could sit. No, she's not going to listen to this.
She told me one day in the library. She
Well,
listens
she
to
lied.
this. Oh, okay.
So
Or was it your other aunt?
that's where I
And my
wanted.
Aunt Beth. Shout out to Aunt Beth. She was your first grade teacher.
She was, and I wanted to tell a real quick Aunt Beth story.
All right, do
or,
it.
or Miss Jones' story, as I had to call
Miss
her in
Jones.
first grade. So she was actually out one day, and we had a substitute teacher. And back in the day, we used to take all our book bags because, first graders, they don't have anything in their book bags. We take our book bags and we throw them in a laundry basket in the closet. The closet's like super small, but there's a big kind of cubby on the bottom with a basket, and everybody just throws their book bags. Well, I got over there to throw my book bag in, and somebody shoved me into the closet, and they locked the door. Well, the way the shelving in the door was, I couldn't get my hand between the door and the shelf to unlock it. So I got stuck in the closet for like 4 hours.
4 hours?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder who it was that
It took Carrie
locked
to bring
you
you
in
out.
there. Who do you think it was?
I know who it was. I'm not calling names, so we're good.
Are you going to tell us after?
I'll tell you after.
Okay.
No,
Unless we cut it off.
look, let me just tell this on my Aunt Beth. Maybe she won't get mad at
But
me.
anyway,
I got an
if
Aunt
you
Beth
tell
story.
her, if you tell her that, she will absolutely remember that story.
But she wasn't there, so she found out about it.
Oh
though.
yeah.
But
She was very disappointed that it had happened. She
Did your parents get mad?
No.
We talked about big booms before
Yeah.
on here. Have y'all heard that big boom? Well, we was at church one Wednesday night, and we heard this big boom. What?
Hang on, music. What? Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I know that. Go
What'd
ahead.
you say?
I don't know. What?
Big boom.
We
boom.
heard this big, and we thought somebody had actually hit the church in like a vehicle. So we all go outside looking around and everything. Couldn't see it. So evidently it must have been a plane or something. My Aunt Beth, she asked, Was there a space shuttle launch tonight? And no kidding, that could have been a line from a vacation movie. You know, was there a space shuttle launch tonight?
Is Rusty still in the Navy?
Is your house on fire, Clark?
Well, it could. That's she asked if it was a space shuttle. I guess there could have been.
I guess there could have been. You're right. You're right. But
It could have been Maverick going Mach 10.
could have
But
been.
yeah, evidently it was
10.2.
an airplane
Yeah.
breaking a sound barrier like that movie. Did y'all go see that movie?
What movie?
Top Gun. Did you go?
Top
see
Gun Maverick. Absolutely, we did. I just ruined the whole first 15 minutes of the
Yeah, you
movie.
did.
Hope
With
you've
two
seen
words.
it. Yeah. Hope you've seen it.
We've set up
there's
perfect
so
segues here, and
Yeah,
you're just
but I'm still reflecting on all the chaos that we've got to like.
Well, I could have gone and
recover
seen
from.
Top Gun Maverick. I could have gone to see it. I went to the theater the weekend that it came out.
But you went and saw Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah,
right?
all right, I was at the theater, and about the only two things playing was Top Gun Maverick or the 45th anniversary of Smokey and the Bandit. And what do?
anniversary.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, I go see Smokey and the Bandit. Me and about 8 other people in the theater. I figured it would be a big deal. I figured it'd be like sold out, but and I knew.
Younger generation doesn't appreciate that. though.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was
Which
pretty
is
sad.
surprising because Top Gun Maverick is doing surprisingly well at the box office, like probably better than anybody really give him credit for. And I mean, the original Top Gun.
And I was just thinking to myself, this is what's wrong with this country.
yeah.
When I was sitting there, and I knew there was 9 people in there, and I knew it was me, my wife, and I knew 4 of the other people that was in there. I knew them personally.
Who was it?
Well, it was my sister and brother-in-law. We were all together. We went and ate Chinese at a Chinese restaurant there in Trussell, and then Calvin Mulkey and his girlfriend
That doesn't surprise me.
was in there. And he was decked out now. If I had been coming from home, I was going to dress like Snowman or Bandit or somebody,
nice.
but he was decked out in a Snowman shirt and a Cat Diesel Power hat, everything.
Polar bear fella.
And there was that was 6 of us. There was only 3 other people in there.
Wow.
9 total. Everybody went to see Top Gun, I guess. But
So
I realized I
it's-
was different than everybody else that night. I just now realized it.
You just now
Yeah,
realized
that
it?
I'm different since.
You're wearing a leather visor.
So finishing up our night out at the
Oh yeah,
USFL.
yeah. And then I got a great story about Top Gun. Go
I
ahead.
did want to point out that earlier, was it this past week we had the discussion about the vacation movies, or the week before?
No, it was. I think it was this past. I want to say it was this. No, it might have been the week before.
It might have been the week before. Anyway, I had made the observation that I thought that European Vacation might have been the most underrated and probably the second best vacation movie, just with its lines and its one-offs and things. And speaking of which, you know, there's a part in the movie where they think a family member's house because the ivy has grown up over the number, so it's kind of a, you know, weird coincidence that we're talking about that. But anyway, when we were coming back, we came through Asheville and came around the roundabout.
Yeah.
And I went all the way around the roundabout, and everybody's like, "What are you doing?" I turned and looked and said, "Hey kids, there's Buckingham Palace."
Everybody in the car
Everybody
died laughing.
It was hilarious.
I laughed the whole way around the second time.
You
I
just
laughed
kept
the whole
going
way
around?
around.
Kids, Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. It was, and we were all like just so tired,
Yeah,
and
it was-
exhausted.
It's just one of those you had to be there moments.
Yeah,
but I did
it was
wanna
pretty
say that
good.
out there. All right.
You know, speaking of your Smokey and the Bandit deal,
Hey, let us know what everybody thinks about that too. I think European Vacation is probably the second best, right beside Vegas Vacation.
yeah.
I'd give them 2A, 2B, but Christmas is number 1 for me.
So we're gonna have this discussion today.
Well, I left it out there. We can have this discussion anytime you want, sir.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do Top Gun first.
Well, I just wanted to make a note here, and hopefully this will flesh out your different story. So when it comes to Top Gun, so yesterday was it was a Sunday, right? Okay. And every time I've been to the movies on a Sunday, no matter what time, it's always been fairly
Crowded.
no.
Oh,
It's
nothing.
the opposite.
Okay.
It's been fairly
Lethargic.
yeah, lethargic's a good word. And so I go at an early time where it's basically a matinee showing. And but it's not matinee because matinee doesn't really exist anymore because they want to get your money.
Yeah.
But So I show up, and I'm like, I don't really need to, usually, like, if it's on a Friday night or a Saturday, I'm going to get there, like, 20 minutes before the show and before it says it's going to start to get a good seat. Because I'm one of those, I want to be in the middle of the theater, in the top third of the theater. Well,
I hear you, Sheldon.
I get, very Sheldon-like. I know. I get there probably 2 minutes before it's supposed to start. I walk in right as the trailers are starting.
Right.
There's not a seat. There's not a seat.
Oh, wow.
Up. There's not a seat on the upper
incline,
part.
yeah.
Now, granted, Top Gun's been out for
3
maybe
weeks,
4 weeks now. 3 weeks at this point, and this is a Sunday showing at 3:00, and there's not a seat left. I had to sit in the breakneck section. Where you're staring up at the screen like this.
And you're going from this side to this side to see
Yeah.
everything?
I had to sit there and stare at it like that.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you just lay down in the floor?
I would have been better off.
I would. I just lay in the floor.
Somebody recommended that we need to go see that in IMAX. They said it is well worth it to go watch that in
I've
IMAX.
heard that it's really impressive in IMAX.
Well,
Well, I've read,
Why am I not fired up about going to see that? I mean, that's from my day, my era.
Yeah,
I was a
that
Top
is
Gun
fun.
guy. Why am I not?
I
I'm just not
wasn't
fired up
really
about seeing
fired
it.
up about seeing it either.
I wasn't either until the buzz started. I'm like, all right, it might be something.
When I heard how good it was, when you told me how good it was, when Shay told me how good it was, when my brother told me how good it was, and
those are 3
when,
people that don't know crap about movies, and maybe I should go see it.
Cole told me how good it was.
There it is.
I was like, because me and Cole were gonna go on vacation, but
It didn't happen.
somebody else ruined it. I'm not gonna name that other person.
I guess
but
I'll eventually see it, but I just don't know why I'm not fired up about it like everybody.
Here's
don't
the
know.
thing.
I recommend you go see it in theaters.
Yeah,
before it goes out.
Here's the thing. Like, given, and I don't want to get overly political, but given the political landscape of the world, it seems like right now, it's a very good escape because there's
It
none of that.
is.
There's none of that in the movie. So just for that reason, I think people want to be entertained. They want to escape real life, and this movie checks all those boxes.
And you brought it up before we started recording. A lot of what happens in the third act is fairly unbelievable.
It is,
But
but it's entertaining.
It's entertaining,
Yeah.
and for once, it was nice to just escape.
Yeah.
I
you
guess
know,
I will go.
to get
y'all,
away.
y'all have opened me up a little bit to the entertainment
Yeah.
part of movies. I guess I just never really was into it. Maybe I was into it just for historical significance and learning something. But
Can I go with you when you go?
Batman
Oh,
and stuff like
please.
that, I mean, I have watched a few of those. Now, one thing I do want to say about Smokey and the Bandit, I think 50th anniversary, I mean, they ought to do that thing down.
That's
like
5 years, right?
Yeah, 50th anniversary. They ought to do it down at the Alabama Theater, really
Yeah.
build it up, have it down
wow.
there, bring in that truck and the car like we had the car show and everything.
Would you want to go to that?
Yeah, I'd go.
Like a premiere type deal?
Yeah.
We should just put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk or Go Home presents the
Wow.
50th anniversary. We got 5 years.
Yeah.
We got 5
Surely
years
we
on
can
it.
get more than 8 people to show up.
Exactly. Yeah. Can we go with you and you go see Top Gun Maverick in
Yeah,
the theater?
yeah,
When
we'll
are you going to go?
I'm free all summer.
Okay. This week? You going to go this week?
We'll go soon.
Okay. Okay. All right. Perfect. That's
We'll go,
great.
We'll go Trussell on Wednesday night. I
Speaking
know
of
how to get in
something,
there.
speaking of something that I know you haven't seen and probably will never see, but I know you've seen a little bit of.
I've seen
And
most of it.
Jake, you might have seen Stranger Things season. Hold on, have you seen Top Gun? Have you seen Stranger Things season 4?
Stop including him.
He's like a weird hermit crab. Well,
But that's my recommendation. Though.
I got you.
what is his recommendation?
Nothing. You'll find out at the end when everybody else does.
I'm not telling you my recommendation.
You want to see mine? It's right there.
Actually, fine. Bunch of turds. Bunch of museums.
Fours.
Um,
Stranger Things.
nobody laughed at that joke. Stranger Things season 4.
Bunch of museums.
Shout out to
I just got it.
I'm not slow. I'm not slow at all.
Canal Museum.
Yeah,
Canal Museum. All right, I got it. Go ahead.
I called them buttholes. Anyway,
Mass holes.
khakis.
Khakis.
We're making so
Khakis
many
are
references
khakis.
right now.
To all of our past episodes, go into the archive, guys.
Do you think anybody actually? Never mind. What was
Nobody
I saying?
listen to this. Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Stranger
okay.
Things.
Running Up That Hill by Kate Bush. Okay.
What does this got to do with Stranger Things?
It's in the song. It's in the season.
Okay,
right?
it is.
It's a
It is.
huge plot
It
point
is.
of Stranger
It
Things
is.
season 4. Have you ever heard the song?
But but the person you're talking about is she from the 80s or something?
Yeah.
She is. Yeah.
Okay, I never heard of her.
Not many people have that lived through the 80s, which I always found interesting because the movie made it seem like the song was a big hit in the United States, but it wasn't.
That song was from the 80s too.
It came out in 86.
I don't know.
No, hold on. You want to give him a little bit of a rundown of Stranger Things real quick.
Now, my wife watches that, but I'm not.
Stranger
into that.
Things
Yeah.
takes place in the 80s.
Okay.
So a
All-
lot of
it-
a lot of nostalgia stuff. A lot of 80s nostalgia.
They leverage the whole 80s nostalgia
Like so much so they brought back New Coke for Stranger Things.
to promote Stranger Things, a
Yes.
season of Stranger.
They better if
Coca-
they just played Bon Jovi and Cinderella.
I mean,
go
they
ahead.
do though.
Yeah, they do.
They do in the show.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job with it too. Like they cover all the different kinds of nostalgia.
Now,
from
you
movies
played
to
me
music.
that Journey that they played in. You played Journey.
Their
in there?
version of Separate Ways. Yeah.
Okay. Well, tell me about the Kate Bush. Why is she so
Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God. So it peaked at like number 12. It
was
peaked
just
in like
outside the top 10.
almost, yeah, somewhere around the top 10 in 86.
Was it a one-hit wonder?
No, she has other hits,
I never heard of her.
but she it actually is now peaking higher than it did when it originally released. Now,
It's kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody. Whenever,
Yeah, exactly.
Wayne's
Wayne's World
2
came out.
2 or 1.
I think it was 1. Might have been 2.
I thought it was 2.
Is she
It's
from
Wayne's
the
World.
U.S.?
She's a UK.
UK.
She's English.
Okay.
Yeah, she.
Hey,
grew-
now,
she's-
Gubna. Sorry, I had to.
So bad.
The only foreign band that I've ever seen is
Foreigner.
band or UK or whatever. Well, I did go. I've seen U2. No, I take that back.
You have seen U2?
Yeah, Legion Field.
Oh, okay.
I thought about that when I was at the game the other day. At all the things I seen, I started thinking, I saw U2 here. Also,
Bono.
about 91.
He has
91,
glaucoma.
Till Tuesday, I saw that band.
Yeah. That's a band I've
European
never heard
band.
of.
And the
Till
best
Tuesday.
one-hit wonder of all time was "When I'm
Chumbawamba.
With You" by Sheriff. That's the best one-hit
I don't
wonder
think
of all
I've,
time.
I've probably heard that, but I don't think I have.
Hold on, they had another song, didn't they?
Name it.
Dang, he challenged your butt.
He did.
Name it.
I thought they had another one though. I might be wrong.
I don't know.
All right, Kate Bush.
Yeah. Anyway, so I it's not my recommendation, but I think you should go take a listen. We'll listen to it when we get done with the episode once we get off air. But I
Already listened to it. I don't like it. You sent it to me.
I did, didn't I?
I don't like it.
I did. Look,
I love it when Nick gets salty.
I
Salty
tried.
Nick's my favorite Nick.
It has.
Yeah. He
has.
was so high, and you said, nope. Hit that floor.
It has so much emotional impact with the character, with a specific character in season 4. Like
I guess if I
huge.
watched the show, it might mean something. to
Yeah.
me.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. This just tells you how powerful Stranger Things is the fact that it's peaking. It's the number 1 song in the UK, and it might be the number 1 song on Apple Music in the United States.
I have no idea.
Or Spotify, something like that. Like it's
getting a lot.
I mean,
of, a lot
Spotify's
of notoriety
or
right now.
season 4 of, and that's just volume 1. That's volume 2 hasn't come out yet. But
It's been
volume
number 1
1
on Netflix for ever since it's come out.
It's number 1 in 94 countries, I think, or maybe 84 countries. Anyway, it's been viewed over like 280 million hours.
It's
Across
crazy.
the world,
Yep.
so it's been huge. But
Yeah.
2 80s,
good.
well, really 3 80s. We've talked about 3 80s movies, really 4 80s movies when we get into the vacation stuff.
Yeah.
So we're 80s movied
Well,
to the nth degree.
well, let's throw out there, the 40th anniversary of the
thing,
Yeah.
which we reviewed. Go check out Ham and Spam's retro review. You, me, and the man Hammy.
Yeah.
We
Was that the
reviewed
one that come out
movie.
last night? Because I hadn't listened to it
No,
yet.
that
No.
was a Nintendo.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
The one-
reviewed.
the- that was last season, the season finale of last season.
That come out last night?
No.
The Thing?
The Thing.
Okay.
Yes,
So I need to go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
You have listened
I thought
to
you've
it. I
listened
thought you
to it.
listened to it.
Yeah, I probably did, but there's a lot of stuff on Ham and Spam that I just don't get.
Well, you're not gonna get this. You're not gonna get
Okay.
the latest episode, so
Hey,
just
I
stay away
saw-
from that too.
No, I'm going to listen to it.
Okay.
I'll listen to all of them.
Well.
But I was trying to expand my horizons. Now,
You just made Clint's day.
You did.
well, like I don't understand a lot of it, but some of it.
I don't listen to all of them.
You're on the ones you don't listen.
I listen to the ones I'm on, and I listen to the ones of
What
the
a
games
narcissist.
that I'm interested in.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I listen to the ones I'm on
No.
because I'm critiquing myself.
Hey, that band Till
Narcissist.
Tuesday that I went to see from the UK, they opened up for Hall & Oates show.
That's
At
a
the
band.
Civic
That's
Center.
a band right there.
And it
I
was pretty
love
good,
Hall
too.
& Oates.
Hey, now I
Oates.
sat beside Daryl Hall's sister at that show.
Why are we just now learning about
What?
this?
Sat
Oh, my God.
what is that? Come on, man.
Oh, okay. Sorry. That's a valid question. I
You're a
thought.
rich girl.
No, it's
but
really
you
not
got
a valid
too
question.
far.
Did you
Nah.
say hey to her?
Yeah, a little
You
bit.
talked to her?
Talked to her a little bit.
How'd you find out it was his sister?
Because the security guy told us. There was,
hey, you see
This is
lady
Daryl
that I'm
Hall's
guarding
sister.
right now? This is Daryl Hall's
yeah, that's pretty much how it went down.
'Cause
We
I was
were on
there.
the floor and just had a couple of seats
Yeah.
beside us.
Yeah.
They
Aaron's going to have a lot of editing to do on this episode.
Why did she come to a show in Birmingham?
I don't know.
Why did I ask you that question?
Well, that's what the security guy told us. That it was, I know.
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh. I wish we had really got to talking to her and got backstage or something.
Going here, guys. We're going here.
Where?
Hey, that triple threat, that first triple threat episode we did, when we talked about
Are you
going
going to make another? Hey, this is a disc. Are you
No,
going to do it?
I just want to tell you how well I remember me coming to your house.
Oh, the
during
tornado. Yeah, okay.
Everybody listen to Triple Threat.
Because I remember your face very well.
Because I said that y'all had better food there.
Yeah.
It was from McAllister's Deli.
Yeah.
Why did y'all have food there from McAllister's? The only McAllister's I know of is beside UAB.
Somebody brought it to us.
No, there was one out toward Anniston.
Somebody
At that time?
Yeah.
You wrote that down?
Yeah, I just remember McAllister's. Yeah. I was just wondering why. That's my thought process while I was there. Is why do they have McAllister's?
I remember the look on your face.
Okay, well, y'all just need to listen to that Triple Threat.
The look on your face
99 cents.
was one up. Yeah. Don't forget, Triple Threat episodes, bonus material, stuff we can't say, which
This might as well be a triple threat episode.
because we've really pushed the envelope. But 99 cents a month. Go ahead, check it out. It's really cool deep dives into stories we can't tell on the normal podcast.
But I just wanted to tell you that's how well I remembered that event being there, because I remember McAllister's, and I was giving you some.
Even as a freshman in high school, I remember the look on your face, and I remember thinking to myself, yeah, he thinks my family's a bunch of drunk rednecks. Because I believe at the time, I don't think
Well, the water wasn't running. You got to drink something.
Well, and in my mind,
they do it in Florida.
Folks, if you're
I already
from,
knew your family before you were born.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So if you want me to sum up what it's like living in the South in America for our German, European, Chinese listeners, we're listened to in over 60 countries, by the way. Our Zimbabwean listeners, then this interaction that he and I had perfectly sums it up. After this traumatic event where a tornado comes and nearly destroys
Nader ate my
our
house,
kills people, blah blah blah. What is our reaction? Our reaction is to consume carb-heavy food.
Mm-hmm.
And drink alcohol.
Because it's comfort food. You want to feel better about yourself after something like that's happened.
And laugh. Like when he pulled up, somebody was laughing. I think my mom was laughing at something because I just recall her cackle in my memory as I'm talking to you and thinking to myself, oh, she's...
Yeah, I remember McAllister's down, and y'all had some music going too, probably. That band y'all liked so much down there. Who's that?
Steve Gregerson.
The Steve Gregerson band?
Yeah, or who's that other one?
Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah, probably some Fleetwood Mac.
Well, and two, it wasn't my it was folks from my dad's work. They took off work to come down and help us, and then we had our tree crew that FEMA had assigned to us that was in charge of cleaning up our property. They were a bunch of Cajuns from Louisiana, and they were there.
I bet that was
hanging
fun.
out too.
That was good stuff right there.
It was intense, man.
I like just stayed and hung out a while.
I wish you could have, but you wouldn't, because at the time you were my teacher, and I knew you weren't going to let your hair down.
Well, they have rules against that now, guys. So let's just move on.
Yeah, public.
Listen to Triple Threat.
Yeah,
listen to Triple Threat. I mean, seriously, if you think we've pushed the envelope here, well, then we open the envelope on those things.
Yeah.
So 99 cents a month. Check it out. The link is in the show notes, the show description, as well as all of our social media. Check that out. Where was it going? Did you have something to say?
No.
Vacation movies. Hey,
Yeah. Do you want to hash that out now?
hey, can I say just one thing before we do that? I dance recital. I sit through which I loved every bit of my girl's part of it. I sit through 4.5 hours of dance recital in Pell City a week ago.
Roll Tide.
And the guy that emceed this was a deputy with St. Clair County. He emceed it, so I watched him for
Bless
about 4.5
his heart.
hours. This is on Saturday. And then Monday, I'm going to the gas station to get some gas, and I'm driving 50 in a 35.
Hold on. Is this prior to us going to the USFL game?
Yeah.
You were 4 hours at a dance recital?
4.5 hours. There was 2 shows. Had a morning show and an evening show, and I sit through both of them. So 4.5 hours of dance recital. And so we broke for lunch.
You poor soul.
And so, but
for you.
the guy that emceed it, though, is a deputy, St. Clair County. So this is on Saturday. On Monday, I'm going to the gas station. No, not today, like a week ago.
Oh.
I'm driving 50 in a 35, meeting a deputy. We hadn't recorded in 2 weeks. Like the weekend after we got out for school.
Oh, so it wasn't. Never mind. I take that back.
I take my applause back.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all thought it was the same.
Yes.
No, not the day we went to the Stallions.
Okay.
This is also coming from the guy that thought we were recording today, and we ended up recording today.
Yeah.
All right,
He
look, I
forced
just
us.
wanted to tell you, I
Forced us.
sit through 4.5 hours, and I'm watching this guy MC. That's a deputy for St. Clair County. That was on Saturday. Then on Monday, I'm going to the gas station.
He was a
I'm
deputy
driving
for who?
St. Clair County.
Okay.
I'm driving 50 in a 35. I meet this sheriff's deputy. He blue lights, yeah. Turns around, pulls me over.
Oh, did he
Where's
pull
it
you
at?
over?
Hold on. Where's it at? Where's it at?
Caldwell Road, going over
yeah.
toward Valley Country Store, right before we go across the railroad tracks.
Yeah.
And he pulls me over, gets out, comes to the car. It's him, the guy that emceed the whole.
Yeah.
I said, I spent the whole day with you Saturday.
What'd he say?
Well, he took my license. We talked about it a little bit, the dance
Yeah.
recital. He took my license and everything, and he let me go, though, give me a warning.
Who was it? Can you tell us?
Well, I probably shouldn't.
Okay.
So-
Tell us afterward. We got a lot of stuff to talk about after
Yeah, we
this
do.
episode gets over with.
But I thought that was ironic.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I've never seen him in that area before, ever.
Did
There
you
he
know
is.
him before the dance?
Well,
like,
he did the dance recital last year, too, so I was familiar with
But
him.
do you know him like from outside?
No,
of-
I don't
okay.
think he's from Asheville. I think
Or
he's-
anywhere in
I don't
this-
know. I don't know
okay.
where he's from.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. So let's hash that out before we get to our recommendations.
Okay.
Let's hash out the European. I feel like it's.
Shay Monroe, I'm sorry you were not here to give your opinion on this as well, but
I'm not sorry you're not here. Now, I feel like we all agree that Christmas Vacation is here. It's at number 1.
No.
whoa!
Oh snap!
Whoa!
This is gonna get dirty. This is gonna
Hot
get dirty.
take. That's not the best one.
What's the best vacation
First
movie?
one, the original vacation, going to
Wally
Wally World, punching the. Come on, John Candy, punching the moose. Who's in the Ferrari?
Yeah, Kirsty,
Christy
Brink-
Brinkley.
Christy
No, I mean,
Allen,
it's just,
Christy Brink.
that's the funny. Come on, Eddie, real tomato ketchup. Eddie, yep, nothing but the best. Come on, tie the dead woman to the top of the car, drop her off in Arizona. He gets caught in, where is it, Chicago, honky
Yeah.
lips
Yeah.
painted on the side of his car.
I'm
on.
sorry, I think Christmas Vacation's funnier.
That's number 2.
Christmas Vacation to me is more quotable.
Yeah, to
Like,
me,
I can make quotes.
when
we've
I think of
already done it
National
on the
Lampoon's-
podcast
yeah,
today.
Yeah,
I
mean,
just did it. Real tomato ketchup, huh, Eddie? Yep, nothing but the best.
I'm sorry, Christmas Vacation, man. It's like every line from that movie you could say, and somebody else is going to know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah.
It could be, I don't know, Margot. You know,
Why is the floor wet, Todd? I
Yeah.
don't know.
All right, the original vacation, was it made
I wasn't
before?
talking to you.
Was it made for you? Made before you were born?
Oh, that was made
Probably.
10 years before I was
When was
born.
it made? Was it made?
85, I want to say, or 86.
The original? I thought it was
Wait,
like
oh, the original?
Yeah, the original
Oh,
vacation.
the original
82,
Vacation.
83.
No, it might be late 70s.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think it's
I don't think
that
it's that
old. I
old.
think
We
it's
can look it up.
80s.
How about that?
Well,
We have
so
these things called smartphones.
were you born when the original
84.
vacation?
84. I don't think I was.
That's original vacation for me going out to.
Really?
Wally
Have you
World,
seen the
yeah.
remake?
Yeah, I don't-
Or
Yeah,
the,
I've seen
the,
that.
the Soul sequel, whatever they call it?
I don't care for that one. I think
Yeah,
the
it's
original,
just
then
more
Christmas
crude, I
vacation.
feel like. But like,
83.
83.
83
So
is
it was
when
before.
National Lampoon's Vacation came out in 83. And a lot of people don't even ask like what National Lampoon's was.
No.
National Lampoon's was a comedy magazine, right?
Right.
It was a satirical
And
publication.
they made everything. I mean, because they did Van Wilder, they did the
Yeah.
Vacations, they did Animal House.
And it was just like a collection of these comedy writers
Right.
from this publication, and they sort of contributed to these big media projects. And then, like, the 80s came around and left.
Everything.
And when the 90s came around, it's like, poof, National Lampoon's just
Right.
disappeared. They declared bankruptcy and went
Well,
off, and rode off into the sunset.
For the longest time, I used to rank them Christmas Vacation and Vegas Vacation. Because Vegas Vacation to me is one that's very underrated as well.
I agree, yeah.
But we were flipping through.
The street ID scene. Nick,
Mr. Papa Giorgio.
Yeah, Nick Papa Giorgio, yeah. Look, he wants to laugh. Nick Papa Giorgio.
But-
yeah, I know somebody. I've seen that. Me just sitting there laughing out loud.
Yeah.
The original Vacation, then Christmas Vacation for me.
Then European Vacation or then Vegas Vacation?
Just any of them. It doesn't matter. Is it besides the second, besides the one you were talking about where they're taking the trip again?
Did you
sun.
like European Vacation? Some people don't like European Vacation.
Like, it's funnier. A lot of people go, it doesn't have Eddie, it sucks.
Yeah.
And that's where it begins and where it ends for them. But I watched it start to finish the other day. It's got some good stuff.
Just any of them after National Lampoon's original, then Christmas Vacation, and any of the other ones for me, like Vegas or European Vacation after that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're kind of all in the same category for me. But what's your ranking now on it?
Oh, Christmas Vacation,
Number one.
Vegas Vacation. No, Christmas Vacation. See, I don't know. I don't know where to rank European versus Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's why I say two.
The original Vacations.
Probably 3. For me.
Man, I just can't.
It
see
is
that.
I
a
don't
good
know,
movie.
man.
See, that's just
Christmas
a difference.
Vacation's
We
my
tied
favorite.
him to the bumper. He kept up for the first mile after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Christmas Vacation. I know somebody that actually
there's-
did that, by the
Yeah,
way,
no,
that actually tied their
There's
dogs to
too
their bumper
much.
and nearly killed them.
To me, there's a little too much dark humor in the original Vacation. That's like.
It is dark. It
Yeah.
does get dark.
Yeah. Like that whole Eddie thing and the young girls and all this. I'm out.
I think it's
He's wearing a-
generational. I think it's generational, too.
He's wearing a leather visor.
Hey, hey, Johnny Benson.
Jeremiah didn't. Sorry.
Hey, you better explain that to Jeremiah Denton before you make a bunch of people mad.
What?
He's a war hero.
He is a
man.
war hero.
From Alabama, Jeremiah
But
Denton.
that's an inside. It's kind of an. As much as a war hero can be an inside joke between us, it's an inside
Hey,
joke.
Beverly D'Angelo.
Yes.
She married like a prince or something.
I thought her and Al Capone, not Al Capone, God, her and Al Pacino had kids, right?
I don't know.
They had kids, right?
I don't know.
I think
I have no
think-
idea.
I
But
think they had a
today, I
thing.
think she's married. It's like some Saudi Arabia, some prince,
Some
somebody,
Saudi prince.
Saudi prince or something.
Let's see.
Qatar somewhere,
Qatar,
somewhere like that. Yeah. Well, now what's yours now? Number one,
Christmas.
Christmas. What's number two?
Well, 2A is European and 2B
says-
is Vegas.
It
Yeah.
says-
I just say I think we're all in agreement probably on Christmas Vacation, but I think the original Vacation is.
Yeah, the
I
original
like-
to
I
me
like
is 3, but
Her partner from 1997 to 2003 was Al Pacino. Her husband from 1981 to 1995 was Don Lorenzo Salviati.
well, that sounds like a mob name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
she married some
she's
prince or something.
D'Angelo. The couple, she has twins conceived through IVF with Al Pacino, son Anton James and daughter Olivia Rose. They are both in their 20s.
Thank you for your useless information.
Presented by Wikipedia.
Can I do another shout out? while we're at it?
Absolutely.
Shout out to Joel Cash. We've mentioned him a few times
have.
on the
Yeah.
drummer for
Steve Gregerson.
Steve Gregson. Me and Joel, we went hunting one time together. He was with me
What?
the first time I ever killed a decent buck. He
Why
was with
have we
me.
not heard this?
Helped me drag it out of the woods.
Why have we not heard this?
It was
I've
good.
only met Joel once, but still, why?
Well, I just now remembered that the other day we're talking about Joel. We've been talking about him so much.
Code Blue and a.
Yeah, we've been talking about him so much. He helped me drag it out of the woods.
That's an odd pairing. Why?
Yeah, it
why were
is.
y'all together?
Well, he was dating one of the girls' fathers. The land that we were hunting on, he was dating one of this guy's daughters, and so he sent us to go hunting while he went and did something else, and I ended up killing a decent one. It was a good hunt. Used a grunter and everything, called the deer up and everything.
You weren't on your back porch.
No, I was in a shooting house, but I saw two does come through late in the evening, and so I hit my grunter. And there comes that buck. I did, man. I hit that grunter. After they come through in the rut,
What sound?
I hit that grunter. And here comes that buck, nose on the ground, man, coming through. And I put my gun up. I had to put my gun up between these two trees. And just when I saw him come between the two trees, I shot. Boom.
Did you whistle or anything to get him to stop?
No. I hit that thing, and we looked for it. Of course, I waited about 20, 30 minutes, and we looked a little bit. I thought I'd missed, but then we found it not too far away, just about 20 yards away.
If you'd have whistled, you would have shot it dead.
We drug it out, man. I was excited, too. That's the first decent buck I ever killed. Me and Joel was hunting together.
So real quick, I don't want to call any names because y'all are going to know who it is whenever I tell you after the show, but there was a guy that was in a tree stand one time, and deer went through, never got a good shot, and he pooted, and ended up pooping himself.
Goodness. He wanted to kill one bad.
The deer heard the poot and came back, and he killed the deer with just crap all in his pants.
That's what I do it right there.
Yeah. Dedication, Holmes. Dedication.
Guys, we got to
Oh, you got one more shout out?
Yeah, can I ask y'all this question?
Okay.
It's raining, it's pouring. The old man's snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. What does that mean?
Say it again.
What does it mean? It means
it's raining, it's pouring. The old man's snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning.
It means he knocked himself out.
Is he dead?
No, just unconscious.
No, yeah, just unconscious.
Why? That's a what do you call that? A
Nursery rhyme?
Yeah, why? What was that?
Because
You read that to your kids?
Because it rhymes.
I told mine he's dead when I read it to him. I read that to him. I'm a new father, and I'm reading these nursery rhymes, and I'm just thinking, what is this? Where's this coming from? What does this mean? And I just told him, well, I guess he's dead.
Okay, well,
do you look and go, itsy bitsy spider? Spiders don't live in water spouts. You know why? Because rain comes and washes the spider out. That makes no sense. They live in trees.
But it's like,
and in corners.
But it's like, what's the deal with Hansel and Gretel, right? And although I feel like all fairy tales have a sinister origin,
A dark side, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? That's what I was wondering. Why am I reading this to my kids? This guy knocks himself out or dies. Why? What is this? Why am I? Where's
He
this?
got intoxicated. And
Is it just cause it rhymes and everything?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because that's all that Dr. Seuss. I never understood Dr. Seuss till I started reading that.
Dr.
That teaches
Seuss
them
was
words and
a
stuff.
big anti-fascist. He was a political cartoonist.
Well, I never understood it till I started reading it to
Theodore
my
Dreiser.
kids. I just wondered.
Cheated on his wife who had cancer. Now, let's go ahead and get to our recommendations.
Hold on, he's got one more shout out.
Who? I'm done.
TikTok.
LaQuandra.
There you go.
Oh, see, in my mind, I'm like, I think we've already shouted out. Have we already shouted out LaQuandra?
Hey, Quan.
No, we haven't shouted
LaQuandra.
Yeah, hey, if you're looking for a really good story, go to our TikTok, Talk or Go Home, at Talk or Go Home, and look at that TikTok. His story about LaQuandra. He's got a really cool story about.
So I was gonna tell a story real quick too. We had biology down here with Mr. Yarborough, and
at the very end.
At the very end down here in the science lab area, whatever y'all call it now. Anyway, of course, it's been well documented. I was big into wrestling. I did a bunch of stupid crap back in the day. I had LaQuandra walk on my back, and she had like 2-inch heels on one time, and I just laid down on the floor and let her walk on my back.
See, guys, that's a perfect example of a story doesn't have to have a point.
Yeah.
Did it help you?
No, it hurt like heck.
She was stabbing me with them stilettos. All right, recommendations,
Quan,
guys.
if you remember that, let me know.
Oh, Quan, shout out to you. I've never met you, sister, but you sound awesome. Recommendations, I've got one that you need to monitor your children if you so choose to partake in this. media experience. It is a television show called Blue Mountain State.
Wow.
And it's very funny, very entertaining, and eerily similar to what I witnessed in college, being a staffer on a college football team. It's about a college football team at Blue Mountain State University, fictional team. They're the Mountain Goats and Billy Goats, whatever. And it's hilarious.
Yeah.
The guy that plays
It's crude.
very crude. The guy that plays Thad Castle now plays Reacher. Jim Reacher, Jack Reacher, John Reacher, Joe Reacher, or just
Jack.
Reacher?
John.
The big, tall, blonde-headed dude.
Yeah.
Is it John Reacher?
Jack. It's Jack. Yeah. Jack.
That's what I thought, but there's like 3 different Reacher
Yeah, there's
shows.
3 different Reachers. You have to figure them all out.
Yeah.
So Blue Mountain State to me is kind of a mixture between Letterkenny in a way
Yes.
and the League.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good.
And there's a movie out there called Blue Mountain State: The Rise of Thadland.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't
but
seen it, yeah.
I've seen all 3 seasons of the show. It's only 3 seasons. It originally aired on Spike back in the early 2000 teens and got canceled.
Spike. Wow.
Yeah, back when Spike was a thing.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Spike TV? Man,
TV for men.
I miss
That's how
Spike.
they. That's how they advertised it.
Yeah.
I missed the documentary channel.
I've got. Are you done? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
That's
there.
it.
All right, I've got 2. All right, I've got an interesting recommendation and a fun recommendation. Okay, the fun recommendation. Ever since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4 on the SNES, Turtles in Time came out, there's not been a really great Ninja Turtles game, but they just released a new one called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. It's 15 levels, up to 6 players, 7 characters. It's return to form. It's like the old school 16-bit. Like, it's really a return to form. It's really good. Highly recommend that. You can get that on any of the consoles there. My interesting one, I've got 2, and I don't know which one I want to go with, and I'm probably going to go with both because I'll forget. So my first interesting one is I know I talked to you guys about Chernobyl, the series on HBO.
One of my favorite series of all time.
Have you seen that, David?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Have
You have?
I recommended it.
Oh, yeah, we
Oh,
talked
that's
about
right.
it.
That's
yeah.
why he watched it 10 times.
No, I saw it before that. I saw it
You
when it came
watched it
out.
again. Yeah.
I saw it when it came out.
Oh, yeah, I watched it again because of your recommendation, but yeah, I watched it.
So there's one on Netflix called Meltdown, 3 Mile Island. And
Yeah.
it's a 4-episode.
Yeah.
You would
Meltdown.
love it. You would love
It's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Netflix meltdown.
Meltdown, 3 Mile Island. It goes into the whole thing, and basically the synopsis is the government was just told, the government didn't know, so they just believe what they were told. So there's a lot of like underlying issues that happened there.
The
So
documentary.
It is a documentary, 4
It's good.
parts.
So
But
it's
there's a
true-
lot
it's
of-
truthful.
It's truthful.
But there's a lot of dramatic reenactments, too.
There are.
That's very cinematic. It's really good. And, you know, speaking of that, look up, if anybody's curious, look up thorium salt reactors. They're it's a type of it's a MSR, molten
Right.
salt reactor, and they use thorium, which
THORIUM.
THORIUM, thorium salt reactors, and it's a type of molten salt reactor that, in theory, cannot melt down because it doesn't use solid fuel; it uses liquid fuel.
You want me to look this
And
up?
interesting.
Look into it because it's interesting. Like in the 60s, the Oak Ridge National Laboratory did a lot of research into it and created a prototype reactor. And then the technology kind of like fizzled out for some mysterious reason. And then now out of nowhere, boom, there's renewed interest in it. And China's got like 5 ready to go online in the next 10 years. But the reason it's so incredible is because there's no threat
There's
of
no danger.
almost no threat of meltdown. And there's enough thorium in the United States to power the United States
Why are
for
we
1,000
not doing
years.
this?
That's what I'm saying. Now, I'm
I've
not
got opinions, but I'm not going to say them.
I'm not a nuclear physicist, and I don't. I'm not,
Nuclear.
nuclear. I'm not a nuclear.
Nuclear.
Nuclear. I'm not a nuclear
George
physicist,
Bush.
but
Nuclear.
yeah, nuclear. weapons of mass destruction. I'm not a nuclear physicist, but in my mind, like, why would you not? Because when you talk about, renewable energy, it's ready, it's on the go, it's
got to run for office.
not. I know.
All of us.
The talk or go home party,
So
the party that never ends.
before 3 Mile Island melted down, there were 47, I want to say, facilities, and there was 51 on the docket to be built prior to or after, up until this. Since then, only 2 have been built, but neither one of those 2 went in operation. One of them's in Alabama.
Yeah.
It's the Browns Ferry.
Yeah, they made a big deal about that.
Yeah, and they've almost brought it online and then backed off, lost funding. Almost brought it online and back funded. So, to me, even though with the threat, I still think it's a decent. What'd you call it? Not green. What'd you call it?
Renewable.
Renewable energy.
And renewable, that's not.
Now you're assuming everything goes right. There's a threat there,
when I
but
say renewable, I mean not consistently a non-consistent pollutable energy source.
right.
Right, like coal or natural gas or
Right.
oil. I strongly encourage people to look into thorium salt reactor. Now there is one disadvantage, and that's extremely high construction costs.
Oh, that's with anything right now, though.
But
in
more,
general.
even more than a normal nuclear site.
Really?
Yeah, like the way that they have to design. Anyway, the way the reactor has to be built. But it's interesting. Look into it. And it's really interesting when you look at why China's doing it and we're not.
All right, and my second or my third technically recommendation on my interesting side is Operation Mincemeat.
The movie
It's
on
a movie
Netflix,
on Netflix, and it's right up your alley, David, because it's World War II based. Did you watch it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, it's a little slow going, but once it gets into it, it's pretty good. Basically, it's a ruse that they come up with to fool the Germans to making them think they're going to launch an attack elsewhere away from Greece, right?
Yeah.
And it's this whole big, huge thing. It's really
basically
good.
it's kind of like a spy thriller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that operation.
Yeah,
before. I don't know if I've
it's
seen that
legit.
movie or not.
It's new-ish.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Within the
movie
last
is.
9 months, 10 months.
I didn't know it was that old. I just saw it. I watched it the other day. I thought it was pretty good.
Oak Ridge, Tennessee. That was a big top secret place
Oh,
during
yeah,
World
I mean,
War
you're
II.
talking about
what is it? What's there today?
It's the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. That whole facility's still
Everything's
there.
operational.
Well, that's where they developed the atomic bomb.
Well, that's where they enrich the uranium for
Right.
the atomic bomb. Yeah.
Using TVA power.
But there's still a lot of like federal government facilities there that are not. It's not known to the public what they do.
So it's still
But
like
it's
a
not
top
as-
secret place.
I wouldn't say top secret, but there are definitely some secret stuff going on there when it comes to energy research. You've got a lot of universities that collaborate there now and do research that is open to the public that anybody can look up and research. But it's not a top secret, but it is
It's
still
kinda hush-
secret.
it's hush
Yeah, it's
secret.
like, okay, you can know that this place exists, and you know that we work on energy here, but you're not going to know specifically what we're working on.
Yeah.
Kind of a deal. Is that it? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm good.
okay.
I'm good.
Jake, do you have anything to say? Good.
Hold on.
That's a good answer.
What was your recommendation?
I didn't give one.
Oh!
Yeah.
Recommend something.
All right, I got six.
Thank
Six
you.
recommendations.
Gum.
I got 3 that's kind of interesting and 3 not so interesting.
I only had one.
What's
You had
you better-
12 and you had
Nah,
I had
three.
33.
the movie The Hustle? I think that's the name of it. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's new movie, yeah.
Yeah, I watched the other night. I don't even like basketball, but I watched the other night. It was pretty good.
Is it really?
Yeah, it was good.
I gotta
I
watch
just didn't know if is there any truth to it. Y'all know if is it?
No,
truth?
it's
I
not.
don't know.
It's
It's
just
not
all
true.
fiction.
It's a fiction.
Now
story.
it's a fictional story. Now the players that were in it were
Oh, yeah.
actual
Yeah.
players.
Oh, yeah, they had a ton of players.
And
Dr.
then,
J
and
was
then
in
the main character that they're talking about trying to get drafted, he's an actual NBA player.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the guy that they were talking about, hey, they say he's 22, but he's not really 22, and he looked like he's 47, but he's like 9 feet tall. He's an actual NBA player. So they actually had some actual NBA talent playing themselves and actual NBA talent playing other characters.
There's a ton of them in there.
There was an NBA player. He's the tallest NBA player of all time.
Manute Bol.
Manute Bol.
7'6".
Did you know 7'7"? I think. Did you know that?
An inch makes a difference.
Who do you play for?
That I don't.
Washington.
I don't know.
Washington Bullets.
I don't. That's not what this is about. So while he was in the NBA and he was getting paid to be in the NBA, did you know what he was doing with his money?
No.
You know where he's from, right?
Africa.
Sudan.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not wrong.
He was funding his own militia and leading his own militia. So like he'd practice and play in the NBA, and then after the game,
What a huge target.
he'd be on the phone coordinating his men in his militia in Sudan to overthrow the Sudanese government. And after he got done, when he retired, he went over there and allied with some guy and they some revolutionary politician and militia general, and he had his own militia.
Why has there not been a 30 for 30 about this?
Yeah.
There is a documentary about this. I don't know if it's a 30 for 30, but I saw a clip of it on TikTok, and
It seems like now that's coming back to me. I do remember a little bit about that.
do you really?
Seems like
yeah.
I do, yeah. But
Yeah.
see, that movie, The Hustle, kind of reminded me of a 30 for 30 I watched the other day about the basketball and the music being, what was that? The music being put together. And I remember those guys coming to Birmingham. That
And
was a
one?
big, yeah.
Yeah.
They come to Birmingham, played the series. I remember that when that was going on. I
Yeah.
didn't know the backstory to
Right.
all of it. But I watched that the other day.
Yeah,
that
because
movie,
that was like a rise and fall thing. Like it was
Yeah.
huge,
Yeah.
and then it just died.
players from off the streets.
Right.
Players. And they were packing arenas. Yeah.
And just
It kind of a lot of the scenes in that movie the other night kind of reminded me of what
well,
I'd
there were a
seen on
couple of the guys from that were there. Professor, the guy that's just super good with the dribbling and stuff, he was in it, and I think there was somebody else in it too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the highlights of where old Ball gets out there and shoots like 6 threes against the 76ers, I want to say, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, like he had one game where
Yeah.
he just went out there and balled out. And like, hey, they give it to him. He be at the top of the key.
Bowl
Nobody's
ball?
on him. He just goes, boop.
Balled out.
But
Yeah.
there was one. Who you talking about did that now? What player?
Minute. Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh, Bowl.
Yeah.
Okay, against the Sixers. Okay.
Because the other guy that kind of reminds a lot of people is Taco. He's from Central Florida. He played basketball at Central Florida. His name is Taco something, and he's super tall.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing, but he's
taco,
more aggressive.
Taco, not
Taco burrito.
taco small, not taco. Taco something. Yeah. Taco fall. Taco
There you go.
taco fall.
Yeah.
Taco fall.
Oh, no, he would just get pushed around though. He was tall.
He was
just
tall.
skinny,
man.
Yeah, he was skinny.
He was literally like that big around.
And
Can you imagine going over there if you're
Dark.
if you're part of the what?
what?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
If can you imagine if you were the guy that's good, that he's funding against?
Yeah.
He got, hey, look for their leader. He's literally going to be the tallest person out there.
Like, he's going to be really, really, really tall, but have no muscle at all.
No, none at all.
None.
Like, you see those Bugs Bunny cartoons where like the big characters hide behind a tree,
Yeah.
and you can't see. He could probably really
He
do
could.
that.
Yeah, that's how thin he was. But yeah,
But he had that one game, man. He lit it up. It's
Yeah.
seriously like 6 threes in a row, like, and everybody's just like, just give him the ball and see if he can do it again. Give him the ball and see if he can do it again. Like everybody's just laughing at it just because it's so unbelievable.
guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate your patronage. Don't forget to subscribe to Triple Threat, our Triple Threat episodes. They come out in between every single regularly released episode of Talk or Go Home. It's 99 cents a month. It's not much, but it does a lot to support
Pocket
the
change.
podcast. It does. Seriously,
Couch
it does
change.
a lot to help us out. Don't forget, we're on TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. Hit us up over on those social media. Jake, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here on such short notice. You're the man, the myth. Don't tell Aaron we said that. Tune in next week for an episode of Triple Threat, and then after that, we'll have another episode of Talk or Go Home. Am I forgetting anything? All right, guys, we appreciate it. Don't forget, you can watch this on YouTube and Spotify. If you're listening to it elsewhere, we appreciate the support. Don't forget, guys, we can talk or go home.
I bought the book. I can't remember. It was in that
J.
It was in that podcast. What's his name?
R.
Jeremy. E.
No, you almost had it.